So hey guys, what's up? This is Ezekiel with another Battle Cats Evolutions episode, and today we're gonna be taking on the suggestion from a guy named Easy Taha, and he wanted me to show off the cats in a box. Oh my god, dude, there's cats in your box! Even though that's probably not a thing in real life. You just don't have random boxes laying in your house, do you? Unless it's in the basement, of course, and they have a bunch of stuff in it. Then it would be kind of scary to find random cats in your box. Pretty cool though. Anyways, this is a pretty interesting cat. It has a lot of really epic abilities that a lot of people kind of discredit it for. This cat is just typically and generally underrated versus the other cats of its, tier, let's say. There's actually an official tier list for the battle cats, if you're wondering, but, let's not get into that. That's just a lot of nerd talk right there. Let's just get into the basic stuff right here. But the Cats in a Box is a pretty cool cat. It has a lot of abilities that, surprisingly, the most similar cat to this particular cat is the giraffe cat and or the cow cat. Just because, it's fast, can do area attack, or sorry, the crazed giraffe cat, not the regular cow cat, doesn't have area attack. But it's fast, can do area attack, and also has quite a bit of interesting references all behind it. So as you can see, this is what it looks like when it's in battlefield, and when it's actually moving. It moves pretty freaking fast. Like, look at that. It actually, it's not blindingly fast like freaking lightning or what's his face, like the good old speedy dude from Justice League, that really old show that like no one talks about anymore. But oh, whoops, okay, hold on, getting distracted here. But yeah, this cat moves pretty freaking fast for the special cat. I think it's actually the fastest special cat that you can use. Well, there's other fast special cats as well, but it's pretty fast for what it is. So not only is it fast, but it can also do area attack damage. So as you can see with these kangaroos right here, the kangaroos are going to all have a bad time because little do they know that these little group of baby cats that have been abandoned from their parents. Oh yeah, I forgot to read the description. Shoot. Basically, the description's basically just that these cats were abandoned and they have to fend for themselves. Anyways, what these kangaroos don't know is that these cats can actually do area damage. So these cats can actually be quite threatening early stages, especially like in the early story mode when you're trying to beat the first couple of areas to get the better, stronger special cats that'll help you later on. But they have the speed, the area attack, and surprisingly they have a decent amount of stamina. I don't know if you guys remember, but when the black bear was sent and I was distracted not to kill the black bear quickly, the cats in the box was actually able to survive a single hit from the black bear. And typically most weak cats, let's say, well, not weak cats, just cats with really low stamina, they'll usually die to one hit to the black bear, but this cat can actually take some beating. So even for its first evolution, it's kind of a fairly decently tanky cat. So you don't have to be afraid of sending this thing out and then it's just gonna die instantly. Of course, it does a lot better when you have a lot of cats, behind it, because it does have a fairly fast recharge time. But yeah, it has the speed, the area attack damage, and what did I just say? Oh yeah, and decent stamina. In terms of the references, though, there is like a picture of a banana in front of the box. Now, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like a direct Donkey Kong reference, or if it's supposed to be because apparently like this is an image of like a popular snack back in Japan. Not sure what it is though. I'm just going to take credit. I'm just going to take that for what it is from the Reddit page that I read before making this video. But yeah, it has some interesting references there as well. Now for the cons, whenever it finishes landing an attack, it'll actually stop in place for a good couple of seconds. So for example, if you have the crazed giraffe cat, when it attacks, if it kills the enemy, it's actually going to just keep going straight for it. But these cats, they like to take their time, you see. Like when they land that crazy looking club with nails on it, wow, that's kind of violent. But after they land the attack, they actually take a little bit of a pause. So if that's something that you don't like, then you might have to, well, you just gotta deal with it. And also, it's a fairly short-ranged cat, so don't expect this to survive for long periods of time, because it's gonna be in the front lines taking a lot of the hits. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the cats in the box. Actually, whoa, spent way too much time talking about the cats in the box. In the last video, believe it or not, this is the second recording take for this particular episode, because for my recording setup, I forgot to activate Audacity, and so I was talking for like 30 minutes, or not 30 minutes, like 10 minutes before, not realizing that my voice was not being recorded. So, haha, that's why you always check your recording softwares, kids. Anyways, the next evolution here is the Cat Gang, and compared to the first evolution, this is actually like a really, really freaking sick upgrade. So, of course, the description, haha, did not forget this time. The hard life turned them towards the wild side. We should avoid them now. Who knows what they'll do? So, you know, being abandoned, these guys had to toughen up and do a lot of bad things in order to survive. So now they're just like a bunch of little, you know, 3 little badasses about to kill and wreck the enemy units hardcore. But in terms of the stats and stuff, it's pretty much the same thing, just, you know, a little bit tankier, a little bit more attack. But in terms of its looks, it looks like, you know, fundamentally looks the same, but it just looks completely different. It gives off like a totally different vibe compared to its first evolution. So it has the wheels now instead of the, you know, little legs that they're actually using to propel themselves forward, which is pretty cool. Then they have like a flag at the back, which has this particular icon or symbol behind it, which I'm not sure what it's supposed to mean. It's supposed to be a reference to like a really old Japanese game apparently, but I don't know which one. And then the other thing is that instead of using the club full of nails, it's, oops, oh wow, did not pay attention to the black bear. Okay, hold on, we'll do that again. We gotta give this particular outfit a chance to actually shine, right? But yeah, it actually has a massive medieval mace with like a spiky mace, and it like throws it down hardcore. Like, that's pretty painful. Can you imagine if you're just like these little squirrels, and then just like a giant mace, like literally bigger than you, just smashes you down? I mean, it's pretty bad compared to the baseball bat with the nails in it. Jeez, do not want to mess with these guys. But anyways, if you look at the actual, oh, look at that, I was ready that time, saw the black bear. But if you look at the 3 individual cats, the last one is supposed to be a reference to Elvis Presley, of course. But the first 2 cats, not too sure. I think the second one is supposed to be like a famous mafia, like war boss, not war boss, just a famous mafia boss. And then the very first cat in front of that is supposed to be, I forget what the term is called, but they're like these, I don't know, I don't want to be racist or anything, but like basically the first cat's just like a thing that you find in Japan, let's say. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Don't want to go into too much detail because I don't really know much about it, but yeah, this is just really cool. Looks like a really freaking cool cat. I don't know, I just, because usually like when cats evolve to their next evolution, either they don't look any different or, you know, the changes just look kind of weird, but this is just one of the cats that the next evolution just looks really freaking sick. So, you know, that's all I gotta say. Oh yeah, and then the symbol in front of the cat's box, I don't know if it's supposed to be like some sort of a teacup or like a fishbowl or like a punch with like a straw in it or something, but it's supposed to be a restaurant, actually, the symbol of a restaurant in Japan, which is pretty freaking cool. Anyways, the next and final evolution, the true form, in other words, for this cat is the Heavy Assault C.A.T, or C.A.T. Not sure what the C.A.T is supposed to stand for. Apparently no one knows, but I'm guessing that the C.A.T stands for the first initials of each cat that is actually sitting in this vehicle right here. Well, it's a box, but you're going to see what I'm talking about in just a second. An elite unit who keep the peace by rushing at the enemies of society. Wow, that's probably Ponus's way of giving you a direct message of their philosophy based on society. Well, given the fact that this game was made a couple of years ago, I think society has changed since then, so maybe it still applies, maybe it doesn't. I mean, after all, we do have Trump trying to become president in the USA, so maybe it'll still apply. Anyways, this cat's actually very different compared to the first 2 evolutions. Instead of just being a regular cat, speedy, or tech, all that same stuff, it now has the ability to weaken the attack power of black type units, which is pretty you know, unique, because you don't have many types of cats, or let's say regular cats. We're not counting Ubers, because Ubers are obviously Uber cats. They can have the abilities that they want, but this is one of the few, you know, not easily obtainable because it does cost 90 cat food to get it, but this is one of just the basic cats that actually has the ability to weaken the enemy units, in this case black units specifically. But like, look at this thing. Also, forgot to mention it, look at this thing. It looks like a freaking Battle Cat's version of the AT-ST from Star Wars. Yeah, it is just that cool, and it is supposed to be a direct reference to the AT-ST from Star Wars. If you don't know what that is, then my god, you guys, like, I know that I like to kind of be satiric a little, satiric, is that a word? I like to kind of joke around when you guys don't understand some of the references that I say in these videos, but if you did not know what like an AT-ST is from Star Wars, then honestly, you just gotta watch the entire freaking trilogies and the movies and stuff from that amazing series. But anyways, yeah, it's supposed to look like that, and, you know, there are a couple of visual changes changes as well, which I'll talk about later. But more or less has the same abilities, a lot more health, a lot more damage, and the only changes is that it has increased range, so now you can actually put spam cats like wall cats, matcha cats, even the burger cats if you have that from the Facebook, competition or giveaway, not really sure what it was, but it has increased range, which means that it's actually viable to be like somewhat of a support character. Like, it's not the most amazing range, but it's better than going literally close to their face and like, being in the front lines. But the only downside to having increased range is that now this particular cat, as cool as it looks, it actually moves a little bit slower than its two predecessors. It's not that much, it's not that big of a difference. It's only like a speed difference of 5, which really, like, if you think about it, like the first cats are 30, this cat, or 35, sorry, and this cat's just 30. But, you don't really notice the speed difference just because, like, because it's so freaking tall, it sort of looks like it's still moving pretty fast anyways. But aside from that, let's get back onto the visuals. So in front of the box, it's like 2 fruits, I believe, and that is supposed to be a reference to another restaurant, like an even bigger restaurant than the first one in Japan. But that's not what's the coolest part of this cat. The coolest part of this cat is the actual 3 little cats that's on top of the box right there. So you can see that they all look completely different, because like in the first evolutions, it's just like a bunch of like 3 baby cats. Then you have like the Elvis Presley looking cat, like the mafia boss and all them people. But these cats are a little bit special. So the first cat is supposed to be a direct reference to the Fallout series, hence the mask, the metal mask and all that stuff. I don't know if it's a metal mask or if it's some sort of like a gas mask. I just know that it is a reference to the Fallout series. The next cat beside it is supposed to be a reference to Captain Toad from that, not the recent, but just like that Nintendo game featuring Toad as the main protagonist, and you're solving puzzles and stuff. And then the cat right beside it, a lot of people don't really agree with this statement, because obviously it doesn't, like, it's not as similar as you think it is, but the last and third cat in the boxes is supposed to be a reference to Zoro from One Piece, at least from the first couple of seasons, not counting the newer seasons, because obviously he doesn't wear a headband on his head anymore, or usually when he's fighting. But yeah, this cat's just full of so many references and is just like a really interesting cat. Again, people seem to underrate it for the fact that, there are better cats than it. Like the crazed giraffe cat just seems to beat it in most aspects. But honestly, if you're into aesthetics and you just like Star Wars and whatnot, then you might like this cat anyways. It's pretty cool. Plus, its ability to weaken black type units is really useful. So if you're trying to, for example, farm experience points in the weekend stages on Saturday and Sunday, and you just don't have any particular cats that can deal with black enemy units properly, then this cat can actually be quite useful. It'll make your time doing those stages a lot easier. But that's just my personal opinion. So yeah, I don't think this cat sucks. I think it's actually a pretty good cat, early and late game. Anyways, well, late game for those particular stages, not for like any other stages, unless there's like a black boss that you need to weaken for whatever reason. Anyways, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, then hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Battle Cats Evolutions videos in the future. Again, thanks to Easy Taha for suggesting the sorry if I'm saying Taha like just in a weird way. I don't know. When I saw your name, it was just like Easy Taha. That's like the first thing I thought. But anyways, if you have any suggestions for cats that you want to see, again, just feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If I don't choose your cat, it's either because I already made a decision to choose someone else's cat, or if I don't actually have the cats that you are requesting, so I do apologize. But I still have quite the amount of cats, so there's plenty to choose from. Anyways, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Woo!